wasn't working. The second time, I think I just had the settings wrong. I don't know because I don't know when folks get on here or folks don't get on here, but I didn't see anyone jumping on, so I'm like, this has to be a user error. So, anyways, if you seen my last couple, I was just at a driving range, just for me to hit some balls. I was at Camas. I got to get to a meeting in about 15 minutes, and so that's where I'm headed now because it's on the other side of town. But what I wanted to pick up after, if you have any questions for me about marketing or entrepreneurship, hit me up. Let me know. We're gonna try this one more time. I like to do my live for about 30 minutes. Well, we only got 15 minutes now because of technical difficulties. But if you have questions about entrepreneurship or marketing, hit me up. But what I want to share is this week I sent out an email about getting out the rat wheel. Just it's a rat race in a lot of respects, and I don't know about y'all, but I'm tired. I'm tired of running a race that wasn't even created for me to win. And for me to win, that means I'm happy. I'm doing the things that God has created me to do. I'm fulfilling a purpose. And I know I'm operating in that with my full integrity and character, not being anything or anyone that I'm not supposed to be. So my audio should be working. It should be. It should be. So if we should be good on that. But if I don't see you, it's okay. I'm just going to record this video anyways because it's a message that people need to know about. And if you are, thank you for coming on here, subscribing, liking, and sharing. I appreciate that. Thank you for liking and subscribing the video because it resonates with you. When I just got back from golf, it's amazing how with golf, it's about you focusing on you. It's not about anybody else. Sure, you can compete and everything, but it's you focused on you. You focusing on the things you need to work on. And I think this rat race we like voluntarily said that we're going to do, we start feeling the aftermath, the after effects, the aftershocks of like, say, what am I doing? It's like, why am I doing this? How is this making me happy? And it's not making you happy, right? We start asking these questions, but it's like, oh my gosh, how did I get here? Well, I feel it's been years of conditioning, years of people telling us this is what we should do from school. That's the first indoctrination, right? And from school telling us this is the type of the materialistic things that we should have. That's the next thing we've been kind of sucked into, believe like we got to work, 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 work. And one thing I like about golf is, again, it's about you. Again, you can compete, but as I'm working on my golf swing, trying to get better, when I even think about when someone asked me, even the other day or yesterday for lunch, someone asked me like, work does it make you happy? I'm like, man, absolutely, it makes me happy because I get to tell people stories. Like, what does that look like? Man, here's where I get to help people live their best lives because I think we get to a point of where we are living someone else's life. And I'm so grateful, like, all glory to God, that I don't have to front anymore. I don't have to fake it anymore. I can just say, look, this is not it. Like, I have came to a place where I realize that I'm not living my best life just because I have found that it was what someone else told me to. So um, when I think about how entrepreneurship is just a mental game, you are saying that I'm going to go out here in this marketplace and I'm going to create something and I'm going to put my best self out there. And of course, you're competing with other folks that are putting their best self out there, but most of the time, they got a head start on you. Now that we have AI, that may not be the case anymore, but man, some of these people got a head start on you. At least when I started, I was like, man, I don't know if I can compete. So it was difficult for me because a lot of folks that are doing entrepreneurship are isolated from each other. We didn't have technology back in the day, and so it was just a rat race of my own, listening to people that honestly didn't have no clue, no idea what they were advising me to, but they felt good because they had a title or they had some corporate experience. And someone sent me a book, not sent me a book. I went to a workshop and they said, What you're going through, you should probably read Guy Kawasaki's The Art of the Start. And I'm like, Art, what is that about? And he was like, here's what it's about. And it's important that make sure I never turn off my car and everything so we don't have any audio issues. He says, this is what it's about. It- The art of the start is understanding that you as a leader are starting with zero. Okay, you may have your own achievements, right? You have your own idea, you have your own resources, you have your own accomplishments, you have your own network, but you're starting with zero in the bank and you are now competing with folks that do have money in the bank, right? But when you are attracting those resources, leadership, talent, whatever it takes to scale your business, it's gonna be different when you start with 0 than with commas. And I remember one of my board members, like, 20 years ago said, like, "Hey, look, I know business, but I'm not used to not running a business without any money. Like, I mean, I can tell you when you have money and what you can do with it, but if you don't have any money, I'm not quite sure what to do or to say to you." And so, if that resonates, put it in the comments or give me a like. And thank you for the likes and the subscribes for the last couple of lives I saw. There were a couple. I want to say thank you to that. But it's interesting how we run this race, and as look, I have a speech impediment, so I have to concentrate when I say my R's, okay? So they may say, like, what do you say? I have a speech impediment. It's hard for me to say R's. So in this rat race, we jump on this wheel and we're just like puffing and puffing. We're going as fast as we can. We're sprinting, not even like jogging, but we're sprinting and we're not getting anywhere. And it's like, well, again, this wasn't designed for us to win. Yes, it was designed for us to keep them going to build their dream, but it wasn't created for us to build our dream. And so, hey, I appreciate the like. Thank you. Appreciate that. And I find it now I'm at a place where I'm 47. I'm looking around. I'm like, man, I need to figure out what I want. Like, what really are the things that I want in life? And so when I sent out that email, I've gotten a great number of responses, and people were just saying, "Thank you, I love it. I needed that. Thank you for sharing. Appreciate that." Because I'm like, look, I know I'm not the only one feeling the way I do about where we're at in this economy, where we're at just on a personal level, emotionally, psychological, spiritually. And it took me a minute. I saw a video that said, in order to become a diamond, you have to get heat, you have to get pressed, and then you gotta get cut. I Man, I can feel I understand God now. Okay. So you're saying I there's pressure when you're going through something, right? There's pressure, and then now you feel this pressure like, oh my gosh, the stress. And then you feel this heat where it's like, okay, now when I'm stressed, I'm getting this other anxiety, like, and then you get people that are leaving, or you get isolated, let's say, and then, like, when you think it's almost over, then you get cut. And you're like, "Ah, ow, that hurts." But then you start looking around, you're like, "Okay, I have a different perspective on things, and things look a lot better than I thought they did." And not that they were bad from the start, it was good, but I was looking at it from a different mindset. I was looking at it with a different set of eyes, and now that I see things, and when I look in the mirror, I'm like, "Ooh, who that be?" And so this rat race that we are on because we got on this wheel that we said, or we were told that if we do this, we were going to be happy. And turns out that's not going to give us happpiness. It's not going to give us that joy. And you were not going to do the things that God has created us to do. And now it's all about how can we put ourselves in the best positions to win. So I love coming on here asking questions about entrepreneurship and marketing because both those two topics allow folks, in my opinion, allow folks to figure out who are they that they are presenting to somebody else. When I love asking questions, especially about entrepreneurship, a lot of it's around risk and taking that risk because more than likely, no one around them in their immediate circle has done it. If so, they have some foundation, but they're trying to figure out what does it look like for them. But with marketing, it's not sales. I'm saying marketing, not sales. Not sales as what's the script, what's the pitch. No, I am saying marketing as in what is the message? What is the message you're putting out there in the world for people to see who you are and what you do? Like, what is that message? Because basically, you are solving someone's problem with your solution. And this could be, I'm hungry, so I want some food. So can you cook? If you can cook, can you fix me something? I pay you. Look, I ain't got no clothes to wear. If you can hook me up with something nice, I'll pay you. I need some place to live. If you got a nice place for me to, have shelter, I'll pay you. Obviously, all pain points that we know that we all need, and when we can continue to build upon our needs then to our wants, we're getting into from pain to pleasure to luxury. And so I think this is where we get caught up in just only believing that we're gonna focus on our needs, like our basic needs. But not, what about the basic wants? Like the basic wants is like, I need to be happy. What makes me happy? That's not some superficial, high concentrated corn syrup, like yummy goodness. What is, or a drug, right? What can I do that makes me happy, that just fills my heart with complete joy? And so on an entrepreneurship level, for me, that has been doing what I know helps people, and all the things that I learned from going to school, where I failed at, in my businesses, from the contracts I've earned, and we like crushed it, to the contracts I didn't earn, and I failed miserably, and business ventures that I thought I could have an opportunity to win at, and I didn't, to the ones that I did. And the marketing piece is, it's so interesting how people are like, they feel so safe with where they're at, but was it Voltaire that says like, there's no there's no safety. You're not going to be safe no matter where you go. The sense of security is a construct that is make believe. So, and there's something like that. I'm like, that's so true, because if there's a natural disaster, where are you going to hide? There's no place for you to hide. If nature is coming for you, you are, I mean, unless you can be a superhero and beat that natural disaster, you're pretty much up a creek. You're stuck, right? So why do we think wherever we do, where we're at, we're secure? And so for me, it's taken a lot of healing, a lot, and there's been a lot of problems along the way, and it's all started with my mom dying. And this is an easy thing for me to share with you, because with my mom dying, it I realized there was going to be things in life that I was never ever going to get. I wasn't going to get them, so I had to figure out, what does life look like with me not getting them, and with me not getting those things in life, how can I create them? Like, you hear like create your own destiny. What does creating that destiny look like for you, or creating your future? And I'll leave you with this, because I heard it like 20 plus years ago when I was in college, and it was a guest speaker, and it said it all starts with your thoughts. Because be careful of your thoughts, because your thoughts become your words. Be careful of your words, because they become your actions. Be careful of your actions, because they become your routine. Be careful of your routine, because that becomes your habits. And be careful of your habits, because that becomes your destiny. It's something to that effect. So when you think from thoughts to destiny, it's a matter of what are we thinking about that eventually becomes what we have. And what not only do we have mentally, but physically too. So, how can we manifest those things? Because I could say 2 years ago, exactly 2 years ago, I had no idea that I would be going to Kenya. And y'all, I was scared to go to Kenya. But when I went, that completely changed my life, that completely changed what I thought I wanted. It made me think that what I thought I wanted, it wasn't what I wanted. What I thought I knew, I had no idea what I didn't know. And what I thought made me happy, mm-mm. So entrepreneurship is the way I got there, and how I became a good entrepreneur was by doing marketing. So those are the two things I know really well, and that's why I like to come on here and answer any questions that you all have for me, because I am all about doing my best to help those where when I was starting off, people were just, I mean, that person, this person, that person, and none of those people said, I don't know. They were just like giving me information that in a lot of ways it wasn't as good as I hoped it to be. So I don't see any questions, but I appreciate you listening to me blabber doing my live. But I hope this video helps. If you have any questions or concerns or comments, put them down below. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for liking the video. Again, put it in the comments. I'd be happy to engage with you. And from there, I wish y'all nothing but the best. So until next time, I want you to dream big and Godspeed.